Hello and welcome to We Will Rank You, the podcast where we choose an album to listen to and then rank all the songs on that album, counting them down 100, 200.
Oh, no. So it begins.
It's a new opening I'm trying out.
You're bugging me.
I do mean to bug you. The Joshua Tree, guys, that is our album for the night. The Joshua Tree by U2. It's their 5th studio album. Jim, you talked about a live album on our live episode, but the 5th studio album released in 1987. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail because we're going to have a lot to talk about, I'm sure, but just a quick what was happening just before this album. 1984 is The Unforgettable Fire. 1985 is their epic Live Aid performance. They're starting to tour America more. They're falling in love with America. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards are introducing Bono to blues and countries. Mm-hmm. And then, or blues and country, sorry. And then,
but some countries.
I don't think they introduced them to maybe some drugs. Then in 87 comes this love letter / complicated love letter to this country. Maybe the most stunning thing I either learned or re-remembered going over some history of this album is that there were only 3 singles, guys, worldwide at least. 3 worldwide singles, With or Without You, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, and Where the Streets Have No Name, which is crazy. I guess 91X played the hell out of, the whole album and the B-sides pretty much.
I've got some stats if you want them.
Coming up, they did release In God's Country in North America only. So for us, that was a 4th. And they released One Tree Hill in Australia and New Zealand. We'll probably get to that later, why that was.
Yep.
And then they made a bad show on the CW about One Tree Hill.
Yeah. Have you ever watched an episode?
Nope. Never.
Neither. You had kids, so I
don't
assume
know anything about it.
No.
No, totally different generation.
But they did have an episode called Running to Stand Still.
They did not.
They did.
Wow.
Good for them.
I can't name one actor or actress, but I do know that because I've been reading about this group for 48 hours straight. Go ahead.
Cramming. How huge was... 3 singles for an album this huge just blows my mind. And how huge was this album? It is one of the world's best-selling albums ever, as we've talked about before. There's a bunch of different lists, but 25 million copies sold. It's part of the U.S. National Recording Registry, meaning it has been deemed culturally significant by the Library of Congress. So Bono is just as important as he says he is. All right, I want to go around the horn and hear stories about your connection to U2 and then specifically the Joshua Tree. I'm so curious because one of the things we have to talk about on this episode is this is a band that I feel like you are just not allowed to like too much. And I think it's really interesting.
Really?
What episode are we on?
47, I think.
We're on 47, guys. Think about our sweet spot, 80s alternative rock. It took us 47 episodes to get to U2. I think that alone is a shred of evidence about this. But anyways, let's start it off. Adam, you're up.
I meant to look up that one of our listeners suggested that we do this record. It's been on our request episode a time or two, but just never got enough votes. I don't know the last time that happened where one of us finally said, you know what? We're going to take a listener suggestion and make it our own. So good call, Dan. And I love that you hinted at what it could be, how you hinted at what it could be. You're like, it's basically like the biggest band from our wheelhouse, our genre that we haven't done yet. And I guessed it immediately because we talk about the holy trinity of mopedom, Cure, Depeche, and Smiths, but then U2 is in this completely other level. And before I get into my own personal Jesus's or Joshua's, I will tell you the stats that I referred to earlier. The alternative station that we grew up listening to in San Diego is called 91X. We did a whole episode about it, which I highly recommend. But every year they would do a year-end countdown, and Dan and I were obsessed with it. Jim was also interested, but Dan and I were off the rails. I ended up working at the station for a summer, and years later kind of took all these old countdowns and compiled them into a countdown of their most popular acts. And so for their 30th anniversary, I retallied some stuff, and U2 was the number one act over 30 years by such a huge margin. It's kind of crazy.
And who you played that game with a couple of us where you had us try to predict, and who guessed?
On my music page, I let the whole world try and guess who would be the top 5 acts, which was really fun because I had dozens of people from all over the world guessing. I don't remember of you guys who did the best. Do you remember
I recall winning by a landslide. Is my recollection. And I recall someone saying, I don't think it's U2. And I said, it's going to be U2 and it won't even be close.
Correct.
Hey.
So
they were dominant, I felt like.
Well, I will say that the overall winner of these dozens of contestants was my old boss at Warehouse Records, James Cobb. He was definitely our number one point getter. But if from a point system, if you had a number one song, 91 points. If you had a song that was number 91 on the countdown, that was 1 point. U2 had 2,775 points.
I can't even figure that out.
It's hard to compare that to anything because I just told you about it. But the number 2 act was The Cure. They were down at 2,009 points. So like 40% of their whole total was how far behind U2 was. That's how
you'd have to have like 8 more number one hits on the countdown to even catch them.
Correct.
That's crazy.
They had the most songs ever in one year, and that was 8. So the year that this came out, almost every song on the record ended up in their countdown, plus Spanish Eyes, a B-side, which came in at number 40. They had one of the longest streaks ever. They were on the countdown from 1987 through 93, so 7 years in a row, which Cake and Muse also did the same. The record for most years in a row.
I mean, those are the big three, right? U2, Cake, and Muse.
It's kind of funny, like what other bands are on this list for long streaks. U2 would have had an 11-year streak, but they took 1986 off to record this record and tour. Otherwise, they'd be tied for the record for most years in a row with 11, with Blink-182 and 311 of all bands.
Oh my God. Okay.
But they took that 1 year off. So yeah, they were massive. They were playing stadiums, and maybe the first band that we really liked that was playing stadiums, I guess. You might have used the word stadium when you were hinting as to who this is, but I can't remember. So I first heard them, probably saw them on MTV. New Year's Day was in heavy rotation on MTV.
All is quiet on New Year's Day. The world is wild, it's underway.
But I don't think I was that into it right away. It was when Under a Blood Red Sky came out that for whatever reason I was hooked. They became my favorite band. I had posters on the wall. I had an Under a Blood Red Sky t-shirt. Huge fan. First band I ever went back and got all their records. I didn't do that with the Beatles or anyone else. They were my most missed concert, maybe of all time. And so when they came through on Unforgettable Fire, my mom said I couldn't go because of Passover. So I was forbidden from seeing a Christian or Catholic?
Irish Catholic, right?
Irish. There, I was forbidden from seeing this Irish Catholic band because of my family's tepid Judaism at best. And I never forgot it. Everyone's got their one that got away, and that is for sure mine. But they were still a huge favorite. When this record came out, I don't remember loving it. I had it on cassette, a store-bought cassette that might have come from one of those like BMG or Columbia House Records things. Like if for some reason I was getting cassettes at one point. I did go see Rattle and Hum, which is the concert film for this movie with Dan.
Yes.
Amazing. I don't remember where we saw it. I was going to look it up. I would guess, I don't know. It could have been UTC. I think
it was in your average mall. I remember that. It wasn't like at a fancy standalone theater.
Right. I mean, it might have been the same theater in Fashion Valley that we saw Depeche Mode's 101 at twice in one night. I can't recall. But I did finally get to see them on the Zoo TV outside tour, 1992, Anaheim Stadium. Amazing. Cars on cranes. It was nuts. And I was so into that whole thing. Like we have a sense of humor now and we're going to put on a show.
So
Hell yeah.
Okay. So you didn't see them until Zoo TV.
Correct.
Okay. Because you said Unforgettable, but you didn't see them on Joshua Tree either.
Correct.
Okay.
So, but one of my second most missed concerts of my life was Wembley Stadium. When I finally got to go to England, they were playing on a weekend and then taking 5 days off and then another weekend. And I was there in those 5 days off. They left their stage up at Wembley Stadium. And I was like, well, I'm here. I might as well take the tour. I've always wanted to go to Wembley Stadium. So I got to be in Wembley Stadium. There's U2's stage and
everything
they're not
except
on it.
U2.
And it was just so frustrating. And a really cute girl came into my hostel on the last day and said, is anyone going to the U2 concert? And I was like, kill me now. So lo and behold, 30 years later, they decide to tour Joshua Tree. And Dan, you saw it in Oakland?
Well, yes, Santa Clara, yes, Levi Stadium.
Okay. So I'm like, I was dating a girl who was Irish. We got tickets. This is going to be awesome. We split up. And I was not about to say, hey, I bought those tickets, or I don't even remember who bought those tickets, but whatever it was, I was like, not even going to, reach out. So I'm like, I guess I just won't go. It's fine. But the closer it got, the more I thought, I really want to see the opening act, because the opening act was Beck, and two of our friends are in the band. And I'm like, I can't not go see Jason Faulkner and Roger Manning from the aforementioned Jellyfish episode in a stadium. There's no way. And so I started poking around, and then out of nowhere, a friend of mine said he had an extra ticket. So my friend Sean Taher, who I love, he was in my group that I've talked about, maybe called the Jews Explosion, because he's Jewish, where we played songs by famous Jewish people. So we went, and right before U2 went on, I was telling him the story of how I had missed them because of Passover on Unforgettable Fire. And I went to look it up, and sure enough, there it was in April, because that's when Passover is.
Yeah.
But I was wrong. It wasn't Unforgettable Fire. It was Joshua Tree. They didn't come to San Diego.
That makes more sense.
For Unforgettable Fire, I would have been in ninth grade. I wasn't in University City yet. Yep. So this was even more perfect that I was finally getting to see this concert that I had missed 30 years before, thinking wrong for 30 years that it was Unforgettable Fire. So I wasn't thinking that I was going to love it that much. And we kind of talked about this on, what episode was it? We talked about the opening of this show.
Yeah, we did. Probably the live episode, and the live concert episode.
It could have been. I can't remember, but
remind me though.
So they open with Sunday Bloody Sunday. They play The Hole of the Moon by Waterboys.
Oh.
And I'm already like,
that'll work.
Okay, this is amazing. And then they just let it end or fade it out, and it's just absolute quiet. And Larry walks from the back of the stage all the way out to this little area. I don't know if it's a side stage.
By himself. You're like,
by
what
himself,
is going on?
to complete quiet, and everyone's just cheering. And he starts playing Sunday Bloody Sunday, which is how the song starts, with just drums.
Yeah.
Then the next instrument that comes out is guitar. So Edge walks out playing guitar. Then the bass line comes in, and it's like one by one they're coming out. Who knew that this song was meant to be an opener? It's like such a serious, anthemic, big hit. You don't open with this, but they did, and it was like a party song, and it was absolutely incredible. So they played a few early hits, absolutely destroyed. When they played Bad, I elbowed Sean next to me and pointed to my eyes, which were like bawling with tears from nostalgia. And then they proceeded to do Joshua Tree with the biggest backdrop of any that's ever been invented in the history of all backdrops. And
they did it the beginning to end?
They did it beginning to end.
All the way through.
Yeah.
And it was great. I mean, we'll talk about it, but fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my whole history with the band. That's plenty.
And that's the one time you've seen them, Adam?
No, I saw them on Zoo TV.
Oh, Zoo TV. I'm sorry.
At Anaheim, and then this.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm a big fan of this whole, like, we're going to take a classic album and play it 30 years later, but we're not just going to do that. We're also going to add on at the end all of, a set
Jim,
for all the other
what was
albums,
brilliant is, to your point, that's what everybody does. They play the album through, they come back out, and they play the hits. So honestly, and I'll talk more about this when we dive in, but I was going to that concert for two reasons specifically. I was always kicking myself ever since Rattle and Hum that I had not made it to the Joshua Tree tour. I don't even know if my parents were letting me go.
You were more Passover than me, buddy.
No. But I think it was a more broadly like, you're not going to a big concert like that by yourself, kid. But I had always wanted to see, since seeing Joshua Tree, the screen go red, the silhouettes walk out to the organ of Where the Streets Have No Name, it picking up. That also kind of picks up one by one. It starts with Edge, right? I think in some ways that was an allusion to it. And so I was like, that is one of the two reasons I'm putting my money down for this concert. Any amount, I don't care. I'll get to number two later. And then we get
it's your
there.
Number two?
No. We'll get to my number two reason. And then, all of a sudden we get there and here comes Larry. I'm like, wait, the music hasn't started. What's he doing? And he goes into Sunday Bloody Sunday. I was like, what? And so Jim, what they did was they played a whole set of music first, all from albums before Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
Then they played Joshua Tree, and then they played a third set of all stuff after Joshua Tree.
Nice.
And it was the ultimate flex, because it's like, we're such a fucking big band that we can play our biggest album in the middle, but have a set of hits before that and after that, which nobody else can do. And it was, I thought it was like the most brilliant structure for like one of those reunion concerts.
That's great.
It was amazing.
And they said they would never do a show like that, is what they had said for a while. So I'm glad they changed their mind.
Yeah. Well, they kind of blamed it on the new regime. New boss looks a lot like the old boss, because this was in 2017 and Trump had just come into office, and a lot of Joshua Tree is in reference to Reagan and stuff like that. So they were like, Edge is on record saying like it feels like the time is ripe again for people to consider Joshua Tree.
Wow.
And that's like why they decided to do it.
Nice.
Wow.
All right, Jim, what about you?
Jesus, my story is less dramatic than that. I move in 1983 to San Diego, and I remember the first albums I bought. I remember the last album I got in Tulsa, Oklahoma was Michael Jackson's Thriller. And I was determined to be alternative and cool in San Diego because I needed to just shed the Oklahoma skin, as quickly as possible, because I was 12 years old. And here we are entering, middle school. And so I think it was probably Kmart. That was my alternative move.
Wow, very indie.
Love it.
And I love it. I got 3 albums. Oh God. Okay. Culture Club, Color by Numbers.
Right.
Under a Blood Red Sky, and Complete Madness, a compilation of Madness hits. And I was off to the races, right? And I loved all 3. I especially loved Madness, but Under a Blood Red Sky, as you guys know from the live album taping, is my number 1 live album of all time.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, it is. I love every little lick, every little comment he makes. It killed me that you guys told me it wasn't recorded in one night at Red Rocks. That's just such a bad fact. But anyway, so when Unforgettable Fire comes out, I get it immediately. I listen to it. It doesn't hit the same way. I was just, I don't know, I feel them drifting from me or me drifting from them. And by the time Joshua Tree comes out, I think that the first image I had of it was Bono in a leather vest with a ponytail. And I was like, nope, not my band.
You've told us many times how wardrobe is the deal killer for you.
Oh man. And the thing is that with Depeche Mode, I find myself in my 50s just like going back and going, I don't care how they look. The music's so great. I just want to play it all the time. Right. With U2, I go back early stuff, but I don't go back from Joshua Tree on. I won't revisit anything after. So I never paid attention. And then, the next thing after Joshua Tree, and it's part of our lives and everything, and there's good songs and there's okay songs, and we'll talk about it. But after that was Rattle and Hum. And I remember getting that on CD because my mom went to Costco or Sam's Club or whatever it was called back then, Cost Plus, and CDs were this new thing. And she brought home 2 CDs for me, and it was The Police Greatest Hits and Rattle and Hum. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh my God, the 2 bands that she knows that she thinks I like. And it's because of 2 distinct songs. Like, she knows The Police because of Every Breath You Take, because that's on her radio station too. And she knows Rattle and or she knows U2 because of one song that we'll talk about because it's on the radio.
Curious which. Okay.
I know exactly which.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh my God.
So,
it's possible that Dan sold her those CDs.
I would not let them out of my sight.
Did you work there?
Right, but didn't you work there?
Oh yeah, I did. That's true. That's true. I was a checker back when you had to read off the numbers.
My
That's
God.
Nice, Miss Cathcart. Actually, if you could buy him Louder Than Bombs and this other thing, he'll like it a lot more.
Right. Anyway, he's not going to like that.
So anyway, so I listened to Rattle and Hum a lot because now you have a CD player. You're playing all the CDs that you have, and you only had 2 or 3, right? And so I listened to it a lot. I watched the movie. Again, just nothing. It was never my band from that point, and so listening to this was a pleasure, and I can't wait to get into the rankings. But that's
I love it.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen them live?
No, never seen them live. Okay. Oh, but what? I will say that I remember having watching an argument between Paul Ramol and some other guy, like a Deadhead or something in high school that were, he was saying that there are U2 fans that follow U2 live shows like Deadheads follow the Grateful Dead. Like they're just as devoted. They're just as, as insane. And it was a big argument. And I was like, there's no way that's true. The Dead obviously wins that argument. So I wonder if you guys have a different opinion of that, but that can't be true. I mean, that's a one-sided argument.
Not in terms of quantity. There's no way. Yeah.
I mean, I watched so much fun stuff preparing for this, but there was one where they were interviewing people at the Joshua Tree show in San Diego. It's like a News 8. My God, their archives are just full of amazingness. But they were interviewing, it was all, white kids that looked like us basically at their show. Such a white audience. But one guy was saying he was going to, there were two shows in San Diego, 2 or 3 shows in LA and San Francisco, and he was going to all of them. So
yeah, I mean, there's super fans for sure. I'm sure U2 has a lot of those, but there's a reason Deadheads are called Deadheads.
Yeah, I mean,
anyways,
it's not as famously for following, but I'm sure there's plenty.
All right, Dan, you picked this album.
Yeah, what's your deal, Dan?
Guys, what's my deal? God, I love this band, and I really do feel like there's this unwritten rule that you're not allowed to like.
Yeah, explain that. I wanted to go back to that. Why can't we?
Well,
why aren't you supposed to like
I think it is. It's the leather vest. Rattle and Hum was the big. I think it's a combination of Bono has a God complex. We get it. Of course he does. He absolutely does. And they were the biggest band in the world, and anything in the world starts to generate a big backlash. I totally agree with the other thing you said, Adam, which is, it's your story, Jim, from Oklahoma of I want to shed that skin and I'm going to go with this new, hipper thing that is just mine that nobody else knows. And I did the same thing, right? I was heavy metal and I was listening to all that and I was into all that and I was aware of all the top 40 stuff. And like I said in the 91X episode, I started to get ska curious and,
I just quoted you the other day. Go ahead.
Other things were starting to seep in. I was like, wait a second, music is a spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. It's not black or white. And by 84, it was like, hey kid, you're officially in the club. Like this is your thing. And I just knew this was my thing. And kind of the 2 albums I remember being handed, and it kills me that I can't remember by who, because both of you have these like, you note your sources, and I'm really embarrassed to say I don't remember. But I remember being handed Depeche Mode, People Are People, and U2 Unforgettable Fire. And it's like, you're in the club, kid. And like, there was no looking back after that.
Awesome.
And anyways, I think, that is so much how we defined ourselves. And we've all talked about this. It really was about, it's not cool if it's big. And, we talked about this on some of the Billboard and the top song things, where like we would sort of avoid the stuff that got too big. And U2 got huge. Your mom knew U2, my mom knew U2.
Yeah. Can I just piggyback on that for a second? Because in 87, that was happening to a lot of our bands, right?
Yep.
All of a sudden, So Alive, So Alive.
Exactly,
and it was like,
right?
oh, no. Love and Rockets is mine. The Cure is mine. Why have they blown up? And
yes.
Hot is about to hit
and
the airwaves.
The Cure is using her horns, exactly.
God, oh my God.
But yes to all of that. But U2, to Adam's point, whole different level. Like, the level of fame, and I also went a little bit down a rabbit hole watching some old footage and just remembering again, like, it wasn't even close how huge they were. And weirdly, like, this is the same year Kick came out, and In Excess was really fucking big in terms of the top songs.
Right.
But there was something about U2 with, like, the B-sides, just Bono as a personality, doing Amnesty International, just... It felt like U2 was absolutely everywhere,
Yeah.
It's the voice from Do They Know It's Christmas? It rings out like no other voice.
Right.
And I know that wasn't all 87, but it just felt like they were so much larger than life. And I think it prompted a bit more of a backlash. I think there's a big Taylor Swift backlash because she's so frigging huge that unless you're a super fan, to some degree, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, and that backlash continued with the Apple Music drop, right? I mean, it's just
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. They take big swings, which is what I love about them. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they help
anyways,
the world in big ways, which is great. So, I mean,
yeah.
God bless them.
That's
totally.
How many other bands are doing that much good?
Right.
I agree,
None,
and we'll get to U2 live, but for my money. I haven't tried to rank all the live acts I've seen, but I have trouble coming up with an act that was better than U2 live. And there's others that are on par for sure. But they seriously blow me away. And I think one thing I know Adam and I think have in common is I love bands that try, right? Mm-hmm. I can appreciate a band that's cooler than cool up there and kind of like doing their thing and they're so cool. But I love bands that like leave nothing on the stage. They just give you everything. And I just truly feel like the whole band, but especially Bono, he's got nothing left every night when he walks off that stage. And it just blows me away,
Awesome.
So Unforgettable Fire is my starter pack. I immediately go back. I get everything except October backwards. I've never owned October. October is just such a lost album in my discography. I got to work on that, guys. They kind of only had Gloria as the hit, I feel like, that got played on 91X or anywhere else. And I don't know. I just sort of kept skipping it. Yeah.
You buy a lot of music.
Oh, I know. It's super weird. And I bought Forward. In fact, Adam, I'm curious where you stopped, but you guys might be surprised or maybe not because I go deeper than you guys on most things. Mm-hmm. But I bought... Zootopia. I did not buy Pop, actually. I bought All the Things You Can't Leave Behind. I bought, I was given the one after that, the one with Vertigo that I can't even think of what the how to disassemble an atomic bomb. Mm. And then I was out, but that's pretty deep. I've seen them 5 times.
Oh, wow.
Although I didn't get to see them either until Zoo TV. And I was going to tell the story later, but I can't anymore now, guys, because I was going to UCLA. I was going to see them in LA. And I shit you not, the Zoo TV concert in New York, in LA, was the night of Passover. This is not a made up story. I typed this fucking story out right here.
I'm going to call your parents and corroborate, but go ahead. They won't remember. They won't remember. They will remember. Really?
Because the argument I went with, you guys, when I was talking to my dad and saying I want to go to this concert instead, is my dad was trying to tell me about the importance of religion. And my line back, guys, was, Dad, music is my religion.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, well done, you young.
And guys, all these years later, I think there's proof that I was right, because I am not very religious, but I go to a hell of a lot of music. So if there's one thing I stayed consistent with, it was that. Amen. Luckily, I still fucking came down, and it's even rubbed in. I don't know if you caught this, Adam, but in the Passover Haggadah, there's literally a part where they say, we will sing a new song. And I'm like, oh, you are rubbing this in. Which is obviously where he got it. Anyways, they then came through San Diego. Thank you, Lisa Pondrum, whose dad sold insurance to the sports arena, got us amazing seats for Zoo TV in San Diego.
Oh, indoor?
Yep.
With Pixies. Nice.
With Pixies, correct. It was amazing. I then saw them on... the pop tour. I might want my money back. And then I saw them on All the Things You Can't Leave Behind and the Vertigo tour. And we'll maybe talk a little bit more about that stuff later. But
interesting. It was really interesting to see their whole San Diego history. I mean, obviously, like me thinking that I'd been to Unforgettable Fire and not. But the other two shows their early shows are so great. They played the Back Door at San Diego State, where we saw Jellyfish.
I love it.
Tiny.
And then the next year, they played the Sports Arena, which you think is a big leap, but they were opening up for the Jay Giles Band of all people.
Wow.
And then 5 years later is how long it took them to come back for Joshua Tree.
That is...
And the show that we missed that night, they found out that Joshua Tree had gone to number 1. So they were in a very celebratory mood.
Yep.
And a ton of fans went back to their hotel, apparently, and were cheering and making noise at the U.S. Grant downtown. So they came down, hung out with them. Someone handed them a guitar. They walked across the street or played in either the parking area or near the fountain at Horton Plaza, and did, oh my gosh, I can't remember who does the country song, Lucille, Knocking on Heaven's Door, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Oh my God.
Feels so much like them. That feels like
amazing. Could imagine being there.
All right, let's get into this album, guys. You ready?
Yes.
I suppose.
Some notes for some listeners. So each of us rank these songs separately by ourselves with no discussion. We submit those scores into a fancy algorithmic calculator called a spreadsheet. And I've got this blinded right now, and I'm going to reveal them from our combined least favorite, because we've given everything a score. We've ranked them basically all the way up, and we'll count down to our number 1 song on the album as a whole. And each way we'll check along the way to see who did what. Are you guys ready?
I am ready. Before we start, who is closest to Joshua Tree right now?
Probably
me, I guess.
Jim. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right, guys. There are 11 songs on this album, and y'all, number 10, I guess, is a tie. We have a tie for our least favorite song, believe it or not. And so the first of those two songs
Make the right choice, guys. Make the right choice.
Mothers of the Disappeared.
Wow, I don't know about
Mothers of the Disappeared. This is going to be interesting, guys. Again, there's 11 songs. Nobody ranked this 11th or 10th. So we've got some pretty varied scores here. So Adam, why don't you start us off?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at number 9. And I'm kind of surprised because I usually like the weird stuff. And this one is so cool, weird, droney. Thank you, Brian Eno, I assume.
Yeah, it's got to be right.
Producers Brian Eno and Daniel Lanois apparently really brought the more atmospheric and weird side out of them. And this is definitely one of them. It definitely sounds like Zooropa, or what was that other thing they did? The Passenger?
Oh, interesting.
Is that what it was?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Like 7, 8,
both on
9,
the next album,
10 years, in advance. I mean, even more futuristic and droney than anything on Octung Baby, I think. But maybe the most political song on the record. It has to do with, some really heavy stuff that they'd been talking about and singing about the year before on the Amnesty tour about, the Chilean government basically just stealing people in the night, and these poor moms not knowing where their kids are buried. Sting also did a song about this a year later, They Dance Alone. I guess it was written on a Spanish guitar while Bono was on vacation, and he lifted the melody from a piece that he was singing when he was visiting Ethiopia to help teach kids about basic forms of hygiene, as any good singer from any band does. The life that this
Johnny
guy
Rotten did the
leads
exact same thing, I think.
It's just insane.
Wait. So, do you know anything more about that? Like, brush your teeth.
I have no idea. I don't know, okay. But it reminds me of film of Bob Geldof visiting kids in Ethiopia where he's singing with them and just getting them to phonetically sing things that's just heart-wrenching and unbelievable. Yeah. They had taken Larry's drums from One Tree Hill and tweaked them to all fuck with some kind of gadget, and that's what you're hearing.
Wait, you two played with gadgets?
I mean, their help did. I mean, Edge is such a gadget.
Yeah,
fiend,
totally.
And we'll talk about that plenty. They didn't play it much. The first time they ever played it was 8 shows into the Joshua Tree tour at San Diego. They only played it 7 times out of over 100 shows. But I guess they kind of were hoping that this would be their big sing-along closer, a la 40.
40, right.
So they would kind of do it at the end. The basic melody always reminds me of the first line from 10-Story Love Song by Stone Roses.
Yeah, I hear that.
When your heart is black and broken. Every time. Not when I would hear Stone Roses, but now in listening to this record, which I'll say right now, I have not listened to this record probably since the 80s, because I didn't own it.
Even in anticipation for the 30-year reunion, huh?
No, I hate doing that. If I'm going to see something, and I haven't seen a band in a long time, and I think Jim and I discussed this once, don't listen to it before. Definitely not the day of.
Well, of course, day of. I mean,
but even in preparation, I know I'm not
I'm not an idiot.
Right. I am as God made me. Yeah, I don't like doing that. I like that full on, oh my gosh, this song. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this song. So there was definitely some of that. And I like it, but I like a lot of songs on this record. So, wow, and you guys like it more, and it's still way down here. This is really interesting.
Well, so I'm very happy because I'm next. I love that Jim has this highest of the three of us. I have it one spot above you at number 8. Atmospheric is the word you were looking for, Adam. I mean, just the atmosphere on this thing, it's gorgeous. I mean, I definitely read something about, Bono was really pushing, one of the main ways they wanted to be inspired by America is these massive wide open spaces, right? The desert, Joshua Tree, that's kind of the idea. And this thing feels as wide open as friggin' Sergio Leone, Western playing over a John Ford film. It's gorgeous. It's 50 seconds of just guitar strings kind of rumbling, just these taut guitar strings at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And only then do you have the kind of that guitar melody. Da na 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 na. I don't even know when the vocals come in, but sometime after that, it just takes its time. And that bass is just absolutely rumbling, right? I think that mic might be inside the amp or something. They definitely did some really interesting things here in terms of how they tried to record Bono's falsetto, kind of just against this really spare background. I just think it's gorgeous. And you're going to hear me say this a billion times, Adam, what you just said, which is every song is only being stopped because there's something above it. This album to me was just very hard to rank. Number 8 is too far down for this song. Tell us why, Jim.
No, I've got it at 6, just a little bit. So the lyrics kick in at a minute and a half.
There we go. I knew you would be my backup time guy.
And it just these kind of songs boil down to, do you like the tune that, do you like the melody that's being sung? Because he's going to repeat it a lot and it's going to just sit with you for a while. And that's either going to be annoying or it's going to be fucking amazing. This is a great song. It's number 6 for me, right in the middle of the album, I think. Very topical too. I just disappeared. So anyway, chills. These guys do know how to close out an album. Is All I Want Is You the end of Rattle and Hum?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had a note that I didn't mention in all my notes. I'm like, whatever, it's not worth mentioning, but it is worth mentioning because that's an incredible closer.
Right.
And so is 40.
And 40 being the archetype, right? Anyway.
One of the things that we'll mention as we want to get around to it, speaking of the melodies you like versus the ones you don't, is this concept of a line. We talk about everything above the line we absolutely have to have as part of this album. Anything below we could live without. Doesn't mean we hate it, but we could live without. So I will be curious along the way here to hear where your lines are.
Cool.
In the meantime, the other song tied for last, and I'm still stunned that none of us had that last. This is crazy. The other one tied for last, also nobody has ranked last. So this is going to be crazy.
Wow.
It's Trip Through Your Wires.
Whoa.
Yep. So here we go. That means we have some strong differences of opinions is how the math works on that.
There are going to be 111 swings later on. Okay.
That's right. 111 swings.
Or maybe even, yeah. Oh, 111. That
I'll go first
happens.
here, guys. I've got it at number 10, so pretty close.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
It's a good song, guys. It's a good song. It's a great little country stomp. Mm-hmm. I would love to put this on in a country western bar. I think it would do just fine. I love Edge just strumming the hell out of the guitar kind of all the way through this thing. At the end, he kind of especially goes crazy. It sounds like you would do a mandolin, like ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. And then I love the little keyboard ascension at the end, all the way up.
What
which
is that?
Goes into One Tree Hill. What's that?
What keyboard is that?
I have no idea, but some kind of keyboard. I know Eno was screwing around with the DX7 if that helps, but I don't know if that's what that is. And Bono. Oh, okay. You have it. Gotcha.
Yeah. I brought my Omnichord because it's broke, and if I can't use it, I can at least reference it when I hear it on a record. It's a beautiful instrument. Yeah. And this is a visual podcast.
Noted. Bono's Yelps. Love Bono's Yelps in this song too. Really, really good song. But there's too much other stuff that's better. It's number 10. Or is it? Tell us differently, Adam.
I got it at 8. When it came on, I was like, whoa, this beat again. There's 3 songs that have this kind of cool shuffle to it. It's not exact, but where the emphasis is, it's a little bit Bullet the Blue Sky. Which I love, but it's totally different. Like I never noticed it until now, which is saying a lot.
That's really interesting. Same, yeah.
I could not stop thinking about the instrumentation. It was a little bit like Violent Femmes in that, oh wow, yeah. I mean, they're a 3-piece band with a singer for the most part, and as layered as some of this stuff gets, there's so many moments where I was like, wow, it really is just drums and bass with a little bit of guitar over it. And whether it's a total echoey delayed guitar or like something else, it's really not that much. And
right, that's so true.
I found it really interesting. So this is, like you said, more of a straightforward country stomp. I really like the pre-chorus. I'm waiting for you. It's a really cool little melodic thing.
It's great.
First time I've ever noticed an Omnichord since I've owned one. It's like a digital harp, and like an auto harp from the 60s, but like it just sounds like heaven. And they only slip it in at the very end. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, totally.
I dug that's in there. One of them said that it's almost like a companion to the song "The Sweetest Thing," which was a B-side here, but I guess they re-recorded it later for something.
Their greatest hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
My love, she throws me like a rubber ball. Sweet
Love the harmony on the chorus. A huge Edge harmony fan in the past week.
Totally agree.
Kind of took him for granted, but man, there's a whole lot of moments.
Amen.
It's a little bit, for me, more than Sweetest Thing, it was a little bit almost like a pre-version of Desire. Because he's playing harmonica and he says the word desire in it. So
Wait, who plays harmonica in the band? Is it
Bono?
Bono.
Okay.
Bono. Yeah, he's not bad. So last night, half asleep, I scanned through almost all of Rattle and Hum for the first time in 30 or 40 years.
That's on my to-do list.
Because I'm so over the top obsessed in the last 2 days, but it was fun. And watching them do Desire, I'm like, God, this is a great song. I haven't thought about it in
Such
years.
A great song.
So that's
all right, Jim. Tell us where you have it.
I have it at number 5. This is a good song. I can't believe Adam didn't talk about the moment last weekend when we were moving furniture and we're on either side of a couch, like moving it upstairs. And we're, of course, Dan, doing the homework you assigned us. And were we listening to this album, Adam, or was it just in our heads?
Must have been in our heads.
Anyway, it was just in our heads. And I think I said Angel, and then we both went, Angel of Harlem.
Yep. Some consistent themes for sure.
I didn't know you thought that, Adam. It was a nice moment. I have a friend
so funny.
Anyway, guys, I think this is sneakily the greatest delivery of a song title on this album. I just love the way it's just the drum behind it. It's just one of the coolest parts of the whole album.
Everything cuts out and you sing it, man.
Yeah.
Jim, so I'm realizing you were saying, okay, starting with Unforgettable, like, maybe this isn't for me. By this album, you were out. But I assume you had listened to this album all the way through, or no? Had you just heard so many of them on 91X?
Correct. Never listened to this album before you assigned it as homework a month ago.
I love that. And how many of these songs did you not recall hearing at all?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's how big an album it is. It's like I didn't really ever listen to it, but I knew them all. But
that's not for most cities. I mean, let's be fair. 91X played the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, like, totally.
We were lucky to live in a town where they played not just the hits. We really
that
heard a whole lot.
Is true. Was Trip Through Your Wires one of those?
No, I knew that one.
You knew that one. Okay, but you did not know Mothers, is my guess.
I didn't know Mothers. I didn't know Exit, and I could not have told you One Tree Hill. But now I feel like. Did I hear it? Or is that recent? Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Shall we move on, guys? Let's do it. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So we are up to number 9.
And
sorry, I've got my window. It's a whole thing, you guys, but it adds some drama, which I kind of like. Number 9, y'all, is Exit.
Exit.
You know he got the cure. You know he went astray. Used to stay awake to drag the dreams he had away. He wanted to believe in the hands of love.
And we have our first number 11, which is you, Adam.
Oh, it is me, Adam. This would be the ultimate in a song that is so much better live. I feel like it drags a little bit on the record in a cool, weird, awkward way, which kind of fits the mood and weirdness and darkness of this song. I don't dislike it. But holy shit, they played it a little faster and moodier, and the loud parts are louder, and the way they do it in Rattle and Hum is insane. And I had a Mandela moment because I completely remember a part of Rattle and Hum that Larry Mullins Jr. is playing an incredible bit, and the camera, and you're seeing it from overhead, and I wanted to find that moment. I cannot find that moment. I don't know what song it was or where I saw that before, but I was sure it was this song. But it was recorded. Edge had some ideas, and the roadies and all the people at the studio had packed up all of his stuff, all of it, and the only thing that was left behind was some weird ass guitar, a Roland jazz chorus guitar, and a Bond Electroglide. Oh no, that was the amp. It was a Roland jazz chorus, and a Bond Electroglide guitar that he had been given like as a, like here's some weird prototype that if you want it. So they started working on this just from that. And it became this dark, epic little song. It was based on a lot of things, but mainly a Norman Mailer book called The Executioner about a serial killer, Gary Gilmore, in America, which makes it one of 2 songs about Gary Gilmore from that side of the pond. There's an old punk song called Looking Through Gary Gilmore's Eyes by a band called The Adverts that's really great, that I just saw opening up for the Damned recently. But they didn't play it a whole lot because for a number of reasons, but as you might have read, there was some horrible stalker guy in America who killed an actress and was obsessed with this song, and the song was played as part of the trial, and they were trying to blame U2 in some way for inspiring this killing. So
wait, are you talking that happened again? I mean, that is the Manson story, right?
It is literally the Manson story. And so here's Rattle and Hum opening with this song, and he even mentions that this song inspired a crazy ass killer, and then it happened to them. And I can't remember the name of the actress, but I don't want to even say it. You can do your own Googling.
Yeah.
He was, Bono said, I just want to take a bath after we do that song. I just want to wash it off my skin. But it's cool, but it's on the studio version, there's only lyrics through like the first half, and then the rest of it is just sort of this like weird ominous thing, whereas in the live version it just goes off in the second half, and it's amazing. But I love that weird low keyboard note. It sounds very Depeche Mode, Nine Inch Nails. I don't know what you'd call it. Oh my
God, totally.
I like it. But the live version, holy moly, I don't know. That might be my number 1. Who knows? Go watch Rattle and Hum version of that. But sorry, it's my number 11.
Jim.
I don't think you have to apologize for anything. It's my number 10. I do not need to hear this song again ever.
I was like, the chances that this will be high for Jim, low.
Dan, you said you like people that leave it all out there. I can see you liking this one just because of that, but I really don't know what the redeeming qualities are, so maybe I'll learn after you go, because obviously you have it higher than both of us. But please talk about it and teach me teach me to be deep, Dan.
Absolutely. Deep Dan. That's what I'm here for. Guys, class is in session. Again, atmosphere. Like, there's no question Eno's in the room. He's got to be. There's that snapping in the beginning. You can kind of hear it like in the back of the studio, like for the whole first 30, 40 seconds. It just like puts you on edge. It's so weird. The whole song puts you on edge. Those synths sound like ghosts at the beginning. Again, you've got those like taut strings. Like, it is, what did you use, Adam? Like uncomfortable, awkward, like, yes. And it's meant to be. It is so, it's funny because Joshua Tree, that album cover feels so pure. So, they obviously got all the shit for being sanctimonious and holier than thou. And the singles were these big soaring anthems. And so you just kind of think, okay, that's U2. That's the sound. But this song and Mothers of the Disappeared are so dark. Yeah. They're so edgy. They're so, Adam, you were saying it, like 10 years into the future, like way different than so much of the stuff that was coming out. It was super progressive. And I have always been fascinated by this song. It reminds me a little bit the manic energy of Wire off of Unforgettable Fire, which kind of is like the starter pack of this, and this I think takes it a step further. This is the second reason, guys, that I immediately bought tickets to go to Joshua Tree in 2017. I had to hear Exit Live. I'm like, I'm going to hear Exit Live because they'd never played it in any of the shows I'd been at least. And I was like, now they have to play it. I'm in.
Right. Yeah.
It's a minute 50 before that drum hit comes in, and they go in. At 2:06 is that demon unleashing from the depths of hell sound that you're talking about, Adam. That synth that's just like, the edge through this thing is just driving this whole thing. I'm like, how is this on the same album as Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For? It's like its dark twin. And then at 2:29, he sings The Hands of Love for his last time. And that last 1:45 is just all outgoing. I totally disagree, Adam, that like live they crank this out, but on studio album, I can't believe how much time they give it to just crank this thing out. And I love it. And I turn it up higher and higher. Gentlemen, this is my number one song on Joshua Tree.
Oh, shit.
And I really thought Adam would be up there with me, like close. I really thought that.
Oh, man.
In the pod
puts
now.
This into a very, very rare category of albums where one of us liked it best and least.
111s. 111s. Or what? Yeah, first and last. Exactly.
Wow.
I will say my number one changed nonstop. It changed again today around 3 p.m. There were 3 songs always in the running. So ask me tomorrow, it might change, but it's absolutely in my top 3. I love it. Go listen to it again, gentlemen.
Amazing.
Woo. Didn't expect to give that speech so early. All right. Number 8, you guys. Number 8, here we go. We've got a 1 off the board. We've got an 11 off the board.
Jesus.
Our number 8 is Red Hill Mining Town.
Oh, you guys.
The seam is split, the cold face cracked, the lines are long, there's no going back.
Adam, you're first.
I don't think I'm on the right pod.
Hey, join the club, buddy.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, especially reading that they almost made it the second single.
That
which
shocked me.
I cannot believe with all these other huge hitters ready to go.
Totally.
They made a video for it too and pulled it, I guess.
Well, and you saw one of the reasons they finally decided to.
What?
Bono was like, I can't sing this every single night.
Right.
It's too high.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I didn't check to see if they were doing it in original key for the anniversary tour. Hopefully, for his sake, he wasn't. Yeah, him singing high. Let's talk about that for a second, because he started doing falsetto later. He was still just like growling and screaming up high for years and years and years, singing at the top of his range, and that's what pulls you in. That's part of his appeal, is that he shows so much emotion by doing that. It took such a toll. It was really interesting to watch. I watched Outside It's America, which is another documentary that came out around that time, which is amazing, and I hadn't seen it in years. And he's interacting with random townspeople, just getting their story, because he's so fascinated by America and just wanted to talk to the everyman and on and on. Well, as time went on, he realized, I can't do this. I have no voice. And there was a picture in Rolling Stone years later where he is on an oxygen mask on a plane. And apparently he did this for years. I don't know if he still does it, where he just won't talk to anyone in between shows because it's that precious and that fragile of a thing. And he likes to talk. So I was like, point. Holy moly.
I mean, and when you're that huge too, that's unbelievable. You go into a new city, tons of people probably in almost every one of these major cities you go to.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Suffering for your art.
Yeah,
right.
Seriously.
So they're singing about the miners' strike. Every documentary I watch about England in the 80s, and I've watched many, they're going to talk about the miners' strike and play Ghost Town in the background, like and unemployment. It's just like, there's your bingo card. But this was their take on it. It was more about the internal feelings. They weren't really choosing a side, and I guess they were criticized for not taking a side when it came to that. They didn't play it at all on the Joshua Tree tour, not once. I love when they sang "And It Comes." That's like my favorite part.
That's my favorite part. Yep.
There's also a single "Tink" at one point. Like, I don't know what the name of that instrument, but it's all over "I Will Follow," and
I know where it is, and I will follow.
Magnificent Seven by the Clash uses it. I don't know what that is. It's not like a Coke bottle, but it's like some kind of instrument, and it's like, I wonder if that was a nod to "I Will Follow," just a single "Tink." Always kind of dug that, and I love the melodic chorus of this, but never really gave it a whole lot of thought. It's okay. It's definitely not second single. Holy moly! I still can't believe
that shocked me. Yeah.
Number 10.
Awesome. Coming into this when I first chose Joshua Tree and before I gave it a listen, I said to myself, well, we know Red Hill Mining Town is last.
Oh my God.
But Jim, as I listened more, I realized that was not the case. I have it at number 9. The chorus is great. The chorus is very, very good. I don't love the verses as much, and I do think the pace, it just kind of moves at a single pace. And so those are the things that hold it back for me. But Bono does sing the hell out of this. I get why he couldn't do this every night. And man, when Bono's just singing the hell out of anything, I'm falling for it. So I found that I was hooked on this song as much as any other as I was studying for this over the last month. I really have developed a softer spot for it now. They're all great songs, guys. I'm just going to tell you right now, my line's under number 11. I need the whole album.
Wow.
I just need the whole album. So I have it at number 9. Over to you, Jim.
Oh my God. So when I said that I didn't know 3 songs when I listened to this, the ones that I did know came to me over time. So I probably only knew like 5 back in the 80s. This one I remember hearing maybe 20 years ago. So in the 2000s easily. And it was just, on at a party and I was like, holy shit, that's a really good song. And the only thing that bugs me and really bugs me is the spoken word.
Don't say it.
The spoken word.
We
scorched the earth and said, okay, all right.
Oh boy. Bullet the Blue Sky is nervously sitting on the sidelines right now.
But it's such a great beginning. It kicks off so nicely. And I love when it goes to that. It's like the chorus comes early. See the faces. We're already at the chorus. It's a very nice preview. I love it.
I love it.
We wait all day for the night to come, and it comes at him. I think this is my wife's favorite. This is, as I study for this pod, it depends on the album whether or not I can play it loud in the house. And she's like, "You can play this one. You can play this one."
Immediately I was like, "I assume you have an opinion on this one." She was like, "I do." I was like, "Yes," to be revealed later.
Yeah. Nice. So Dan, I live with one of those annoying people that doesn't have to have a favorite. So I think it's her favorite.
Well, honestly, my wife would probably be like, you could probably talk me into something. Yeah.
Yeah. She's not asked. Anyway. It is an amazing song. And I'm so glad we're not talking about videos because I cannot stand the video to this one. It's just,
I don't remember it.
Haven't seen it. Or don't remember it, yeah.
You don't need to. It's just hot and sweaty. Bono.
A lot of looking into the camera.
Yeah.
That's
very very dramatic. You know what? When this song came on, I think right. Sonia. No, maybe it was. Anyway, at one point we're on like track 4 or 5, so it might have been this one. And she says, "I forgot how dramatic this album is."
Such a good word for it. Mm-hmm. Such a good word for it.
She didn't mean it as a compliment. Anyway.
But to your point, the videos put it over the top. Because honestly, just listening to the music doesn't bring it up as much as I think as soon as you see Bono in action visually, it's like it amps up that drama.
No, it does the opposite for me. Okay, I hear you on the fact that I've had many drunken YouTube nights where you're clicking on stuff, and I go to like young YouTube videos, and it's the US Festival '83, and I'm like, yes. Oh my God, let's just inject this into my veins.
Sing into that statue.
Yes, but the produced videos on
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, you're with me. Okay, it's like
they're so over the. They're so like self-important. Yeah.
All right, I misinterpreted. Yeah.
Yeah. The live stuff I will watch all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I think that I'm totally falling into that category of my memory of this album is emotional and eye contact in the videos. And so I was really pleasantly surprised listening to this without watching.
Yeah, it's great.
And even Rattle and Hum.
Exactly. That's what
even Rattle and Hum has a lot of moments and they disavow it. They haven't re-released it. They look like huge rock stars, and what do you want? They're playing stadiums and they're lit amazingly. Yeah, they're gonna look like rock stars. Poor you. But that said, there's definitely moments. But them as a live band is what always was my favorite part about them, not the records.
Same.
So
yeah. Well, and I guess now's as good a time as any to talk about, of course, famously. And Adam, you talked about this. What artist were you talking about where you said they took, Everything But the Girl, one of the most famous left turns in history, you said, in terms of changing their sound. And of course, another band in that category is absolutely U2, right after Rattle and Hum with Achtung Baby. We all know that story. But the great quote is, and famously, Bono really wanted to get away from that self-serious. That was like a very intentional thing after kind of all of that and have some fun with it. And he described Achtung Baby as, quote, the sound of 4 men chopping down the Joshua tree, which is how ready he was to get away from all of that. Wow. Jim, did you say where you have Red Hill Mining Town?
You guys said you couldn't believe it was the second single. I have it in second place. Number 2 for me.
There you have it, folks.
Dan's face.
I love it. No, I love it. I love it. Jim finding songs that he loves makes me so happy. This is, it's Jim the line is where I'm scared. I'm scared about Jim's line. That's what I want to hear. He's
Jim
finding
looks like
songs
the cat
he
who
loves.
ate the mouse or something.
I love this. All right, y'all. We have a tie for 6th place, a second tie. These things happen. And the first of those is In God's Country, y'all.
Desert sky, dream beneath the desert sky. The rivers run but soon run dry. We need new dreams tonight.
Jim's okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that, everybody. That is my number 11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look, again, I'll take this whole album. It's all good. I have no issues with In God's Country, no issues with it. I've described other songs this way on other albums where this is one of those songs where it's got a lot of things I like about U2, but everything I hear that I like is done better somewhere else on the album. So you've got the edge guitar playing, you've got a beautiful melody, you've got him going high and low, but it's done better elsewhere. And so because there were things that really made the others stand out, for me, it was a very natural number 11. Okay. But maybe I'm wrong, Adam. Tell me.
I mean, I thought it was going to be much higher. I always liked this one, or so I thought. I've got it at number 5. I hear what you're saying, because one of the things that I wrote is it's like if you stuck, if you said, give me a Joshua Tree song by U2 into AI. Right. This is like the average of all the songs. You've got like all of its best stuff. They needed an upbeat number, which I noticed. I'm like, oh, here's some upbeat, and I don't mind all these like kind of like, I don't know what you call them, like grooves that are slower. They're, for me, as you're going to hear, because we haven't talked about a bunch of them, they're the best moments on the record. But yeah, here's an upbeat number, and they needed it because the sequencing kind of like demanded it, I think. It's one of only 2 songs on the record that are under 4 minutes. So
yeah,
a lot of these songs go on a bit. Could they be a little shorter? Sure, but it's not like I'm going, oh God, I wish it would end. I never think that, so that's good. But it was interesting to look at the actual times on this. But the intro into the solo might be my favorite moment on the entire record, when it breaks down to just do, and then an acoustic guitar comes in, and then that intro to that solo specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's other ways he enters solos just like that, but for me, it's the best way because everything else drops out. He might have. Yeah, he could have sang Edge Play the Blues there. He could have sang Edge Play the Blues here. He could have, but for that one, like that's my favorite pre-solo moment. And is he, like we've mentioned it in other episodes, is he of the not really much of a solo but more of a guitar break kind of guy? A little bit. But
I don't know what to call them. Yeah, I mean, have you guys both seen It Might Get Loud?
Yes.
Yeah, and I had a note to mention it, and I almost don't want to mention it, but I liked it, but I think it made him look silly in parts, I guess. Like he really does need his toys, and he really does need to think things out. And he's one of the most creative guys that's ever come around to hold a guitar, and he uses effects amazingly. But if you give him a 3-chord song and say solo over it, you're not gonna like.
Or let's sit around and jam.
Yeah. And here you are in front of Jimmy Page and Jack White, who could do it all fucking day.
Okay, that's one thing. But BB King and Rattle and Hum was like, I can't play chords.
True.
Can you play the chords? So everybody.
True.
Has
But he's playing these little solos, and I watched it for the first time in 40 years last night. And Edge couldn't possibly play the things that he is playing.
100%.
He's been playing for 50 years at that point or whatever, but that's not the point. He's just not a soloist. He's not a technical, flashy.
Totally.
Like
that's
most
what I
really
found. That's what I found so fascinating about that film, though, is at first I was leaning the same way, like, oh, come on, like, look at these other two. They can literally do anything and just play. But like by the end, it really like sunk in that that's what I think is so amazing about Edge. He's an artist, and he's found a way to create a sound that is completely his, more than the other two, I would argue, in terms of like a truly distinctive sound for a lead guitarist. And the number of things he's been able to do with that distinctive sound over all of these albums really just blows me away. And so I have a ton of respect for him. And I just think it's different. It's not classic. It's just a different thing. And so I thought that was a really interesting lens into that, where you don't need everybody to be Jimmy Page, you know?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting choice of people.
It was, yeah.
I guess, and as much as I love Jack White and Jimmy Page, they're so alike in a lot of ways that it would have been maybe better to have someone that's completely left field. But I loved what Jack White was saying. Like before they met, he was kind of talking shit. Like, what is he gonna do? You know, and watching All Along the Watchtower from Rattle and Hum kind of reminded me of that. It's like he plays it very straight, and a really, really good technical guitar player could have done a lot more with it, but he just plays the chords.
Yeah,
and
but you don't have to. Yeah, to me, not everyone has to be that. That's
everyone has
what's
to be that.
You know,
yeah. But what he does with his toys is fucking amazing.
Jim.
So what I've learned is the Edge sucks. Is that what I'm taking from? I'm just kidding.
Adam says yes. I say no.
I loved In God's Country, guys. Number 4 for me. It's a mover. It is great on a radio, and you're 16 years old and you're driving around, right? We were 16 years old in 1987, and I think this came on 91X, and I was like, if this is my teenage years, this will do nicely. You know, my first solo trip in a car. So anyway, number 4.
I love it. Well, Jim, you have now named 2 of your top 4. I've named my number 1. Adam's given us nothing so far. So
I gave you my last place. At least there's that.
He's dictating the order here at this point. Our other tie for 6th place. This is a tragedy, y'all. It's With or Without You.
See the stone set in your eyes. See the thorn twist in your side. I'll wait for you. Take it away, Jim.
This song is ranked too high right here, guys. This is number 9 for me. This is the song that is on your mom's radio station, and
100%,
and why she knows who U2 is. You know, I was like, they're soft rock. I mean, all of a sudden, Heart is soft rock as well. I thought Heart was Barracuda, you know, and the 80s just changed everything. I was doing my homework while sitting in a bar, and I had control of the jukebox with one of those, you know, apps, right? And so nobody knows in the bar who's controlling. I was the only guy who put money in the jukebox. And so I went to U2, and I went to this album, and I was playing another song, not this one, but this guy walked up and goes, "Are you the one controlling this?" And he goes, "Play some real U2. This is easy listening." And it wasn't even this song. It was just this album. I don't like it. it's not us, guys. We have
so you let a bully in a bar. Wait, you're the guy. Wait, hold on. You're the guy that's saying easy listening isn't us. Can we go back and listen to the 1971 episode?
What was the last episode?
Listen, Everything But the Girl is jazz, not easy listening.
Or that one, exactly.
It's Kenny G.
Oh my God.
We have more balls in this song.
The guy who joked at picking the carpenters.
the leather vest, it's all just, oh God. So I'll let you guys talk about it. It's my number 9 on the album.
Oh my God. That hurts so badly. Adam, you're up.
Wow. This one was maybe my biggest surprise that I liked it more than I remembered. Heard it a million times, which obviously we tend to fault things for. But
no, we
funny
don't.
enough, some of us, but we can take a step back, and that's part of the fun is being surprised by songs we've heard too much and go, wait, it's a great song, and here's definitely an example of it. Listening to them talk about it definitely helped. I rewatched most of a Classic Albums documentary, and the one thing I remembered from watching it a million years ago was Edge talking about the ending, and he talked about how it's the most anti-ending ever. Like, you think it's gonna go big, and it's just he's going ding 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 ding, and that's it for like a minute. It's a total come down, which is kind of great.
Oh, but that bass and drum are so locked in. Come on, it's more than just that.
Yeah, but it's steady. It doesn't go big.
Totally.
Totally. It's like a really nice little coda. What did we say about some other echo
it's an
song?
Outro, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the boat going off into the fog.
Right, ocean rain, yeah.
He's singing low in it. And I guess,
yeah.
I mean, I've just heard him do it so many times since that I didn't think it was a big deal. But I guess like he hadn't been doing that much. He really gets up in that high register, and he's really singing low. And Jim is making faces like you would not believe. Like he really doesn't like that kind of like sexy eye candy. It definitely has. You mentioned. Oh, you said it was Wire that the other one reminded. This one reminds me a little bit of Bad, just because it's got that loop, that keyboard loop. So it's in the same family as that. Someone gave me a recording of their friend singing "I Think We're Alone Now" over this, and I could not unhear that for the rest of my life. So if for mashup people, let's have that. Funny enough, this song was released on Jim's birthday as a single in 1987, and this is how he repays them.
Yeah, seriously. Get your driver's license. You're like, nope, I need in God's country.
Right. So there is a person that I don't know well, but someone who I got an opinion from about this record, and I can venture to say that he's maybe the best or most interesting or biggest guest I've ever got for this show. So I shouldn't overhype. But I've got a video that was sent to me secondhand, and
if it's Bono, play it. I'm super into it.
It's going to be the Edge saying, "What'd you say about my guitar playing?"
Totally. I'm listening right now.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Give me the old thumbs up.
Jimmy, Danny, Adam, gentlemen, I understand you're having a conversation about Joshua Tree, the album.
Fake. This is an actor. It's an impersonator.
I think it's one of the greatest albums that have ever been recorded, not just because I'm a fan, but I really think it's a great album. A lot of anthemic tunes in there. Some of my favorites, like With or Without You, Where the Streets Have No Name, Running to Stand Still, Red Hill Mining Town. I vacillate back and forth with or Without You being my favorite tune, and then going to Running to Stand Still, depending on the mood. But With or Without You is one of those tunes where it starts out slow, people very comfortable with kind of recitating and mumbling the lyrics until as it crescendos, allows people to yawl, have that just yawl and open up and just feel like they've had some kind of spiritual experience, and it's really absolutely fantastic. So Trip to the Wires, don't know, that doesn't always speak to me as much. The most difficult tune for me happens to be Bullet the Blue Sky. It's a darker themed tune about the American influence in Central America, especially during the 70s and 80s, that involved the war machine against innocent people, families, communities, villages, townships, and things like that. Not an uncommon theme, but artists have to be the voice, don't they? Poets, painters, photographers, cinematographers, lyricists, musicians, sculptors. People are telling stories in their own creative way that linger. Jimmy?
This guy definitely talks as much as Bono.
I understand you have an issue with people wearing ponytails.
Yeah.
And leather vests without a shirt underneath them. Nobody cares what you think.
Well put. Well put, Bono.
Don't knock it till you try it. Hey, man. It's fashion. Look it up. Joshua Tree is a great album. It's symbolic, very spiritual, and people oftentimes feel that way. And so, when you are finding yourself knowing the history of the Joshua Tree, where the pioneers have come through Utah area and have seen these yucca, like cacti, with their arms out, it reminded them of some messianic moment or message of Yeshua, the name of Jesus Christ. Yeshua ben Joseph was what his name was. And that's where we are. If it connects to you, lovely. Stay well, gentlemen. Tell great stories. That's how it works. We are here because of the stories. Cheers.
Cheers, fake Bono. That's amazing.
Holy
Okay,
moly.
so we listened to him, but who is he and what were we looking at? Because this is not a visual medium.
Correct. So there has been a lot of Bono sightings around San Diego for 20 or 30 years, and that's because of a guy named Pavel Sfera, and he is a professional Bono impersonator, among other things.
Very good one, too.
He has appeared...
And he keeps changing his look as Bono changes his look, because he looks like Bono at the Sfera. Like he looks like the most recent Bono.
Correct. And if you go to his YouTube, if you look him up, if you go to bonodouble.com, that'll lead you to all kinds of places. But
Amazing.
the Sfera hired him to come out, and the video of people losing their marbles as they walk him through a crowd is absolutely
I would buy it
priceless.
until he started talking. Like I know too much Bono spoken, but
Sure.
him walking through a crowd, I'd 100% buy it.
Yes.
Yep.
100% buy it.
And,
I love it.
He did some appearances in England with a guy who is the most dead ringer for the Edge ever. And just to see the two of them like walking up to buskers and causing a scene. They did a show at the Dublin Castle where we played twice, which I couldn't believe. Anyway, he was so kind to do it. YouTube would not let me put it up when I wanted to send it to a friend. It was too big, and it shut it down, and it made me think that we're not going to be able to put any U2 music in this episode. It freaked me out. But for whatever reason, YouTube has different rules about putting music in shorts, so short videos. Right. So we should be fine. But he was willing to do it not once, not twice, but 3 times. So thank you, Pavel. Thank you so much.
So great.
Amazing.
Thank you.
And by the way, I love the way when you say YouTube, it sounds like U2. You pronounce them exactly the same. YouTube. That was amazing. All right. I have With or Without You at number 5, which even that's too low. And that shows you guys how much you missed this by. You know, one of the things I'm feeling with this album, I can't believe how many times already you have told a story and I'm basically like, that's the story I was going to tell her. I have a story almost similar. And Jim, you're not going to believe this, but I used to play this game with a couple of other music fans I used to work with. And the shout out to Jan and Andy, by the way. And the game was to drink whiskey. That's the first part. And then the other thing is you have to put 2 musical things against each other. They can be artists, they can be albums, they can be songs. And the goal is when you ask 10 people, you basically get 50% answering each of the 2 options. Yeah. It means it's that hard to decide. And to me, the perfect question that always splits 50% over any group of 10, not a group of 2, is With or Without You or Every Breath You Take. Literally. You will find that it goes 50-50. It goes 50-50 every time. The only right answer, by the way, is With or Without You, 100%. It's an amazing song. No disrespect to the Police, who I love also. The only purpose of this song, to be clear, is to build up so much tension in the first 3 minutes and 3 seconds that it can just explode, just like Fake Bono said in his right? The scream and the
just like Fake Bono sings it
full time. Just like Fake Bono sings it. Yeah, what did he call the yawl, right? That's exactly it, Bono. Thank you. It's that open wail. And then just like you said, Adam, at 3:38, we're settled back in. And then the last 51 seconds is this outro. And you guys know that one of my favorite things is imagining things live. And to me, this is the song they close on where he's just screamed With or Without You, or at least the first set. And he just says, thank you, good night. And Bono walks off and the rest of the band, I don't know if it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, they just stay in that groove and they just play. Cause I could listen to that for however long they want to play it. I just think it's glorious. I love it. I think, we haven't talked too much yet about Bono's lyrics on this album, but I think either he or the band said like he took a massive step up on this album. I actually agree with that. I think there are times on this album that he just sounds like a poet. I think this is one of them. I think it's actually a really beautiful set of lyrics. And, these love ballads are freaking so hard to write without being predictable and cheesy. And I just find it the hardest kind of a song to write. And I think he does an amazing job of it on this. And it's glorious. It's lovely. And to me, the top 5, this was maybe the hardest top 5 I've ever had to rank. And so this came in at 5, but it pains me. It pains me to have to put it there. So with that, we move onward, boys. Speaking of top 5
left. Here we go.
We are now in our top 5. And With or Without You is not in it, thanks to you bastards. But here's what is in it. Number 5, Bullet the Blue Sky.
Oh, there
Spoken word, anyone? Spoken word, anyone?
Jim don't like the rock.
In the howling wind comes a stinging rain. See each other nails into the souls on the chill pain. From the firefly, the red orange glow. See the face of fear running scared in the valley below.
Would the foe of spoken word please report to the microphone?
Guys, I don't like this song at all. I wish it never existed.
Predictable.
I never want to hear it again. It's my number 11. Every time it starts, I'm like, oh, that band in Australia did that beat better. What was that one band?
In Excess? Are you giving a compliment to In Excess?
No.
Midnight Oil.
Midnight Oil. There you go.
Your other foe. We've argued about Midnight Oil.
The woo-woos, the sky, every touch point in this is annoying to me. And then comes 100, 200. And then comes those fighter planes. And
so I triggered you when I opened this podcast.
Oh, I was like, let's get it out of the way early. The growl and, the wind comes, the sting.
Oh, you're getting me excited. Do that again, Jim. That was better than the Bono impersonator.
We literally don't have to even counter it because it's just what Jim said.
That's right, except that we love
positive.
It. Yeah, it's all the same stuff.
Right. Let's move to number 4. That's all right.
That's it. That was beautiful. I cried. I have it at number 6. It's funny we were talking about it might get loud because this is a crazy song. Like, this isn't like anything else on this album. I don't think it's like anything else in their catalog. This is such a wholly unique song that I'm like fascinated by it. I'm not going to call it my favorite song, but I am fascinated at how batshit insane this is on an album that sold 25 million copies, and it became kind of a hit, even though it wasn't a single. Guys, I feel like the drum beat is the riff. The drum beat is basically like the guitar in Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. Like, all the way through, what drives the song is do, 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 right? Like, it's amazing, and that frees up the edge to just fucking go crazy with his toys, which I'm sure Adam's going to talk plenty about. But, in the middle, when Bono famously in Rattle and Hum says, okay, let's play the blues, like, first of all, that's not the blues, or maybe it is, but it's not I don't think it's a guitar solo. I don't know what that is that he's playing, but it doesn't sound like anything else. It's just crazy noise. This is like art rock, basically. Bono sounds like he's got blood dripping from his teeth. He sounds like ravenous, out for blood. It is totally a fascinating song to me. And of course, it all goes quiet into the arms of America. And it's the best lead-in on the album, because then Running to Standstill starts. And that transition is just... If that transition doesn't just tell you the polar opposites they go to on this album, I don't know what is. So I love it, but sadly, I have it at number 6.
This one I shouldn't like as much as I do. Like, it is everything that I think I don't like about Bono. Everything that Jim just said, the over-seriousness doesn't come off as overly anymore, because maybe it's because of time and what they said, like, the time is now to sing these songs again. And holy shit, like, our America getting involved in countries we shouldn't be in, and Bono going to check it out and then coming back and saying, put El Salvador in your guitar or your amp or whatever he said to him to get these crazy ass sounds.
Best music direction ever.
Right. I mean, it's all about drums and bass. I mean, the guitars are so huge, but for me, it's all about drums and bass on this. And the sliding stuff is immense, but it's actually kind of spare. Like, it's not as crazy as I don't think it's as crazy as you described, which is even more surprising, because I listened to this a bunch on headphones, which was kind of fun in the past week or two. It always struck me as super Hendrixy, maybe because they did play a bit of the national anthem, his version of the national anthem, before they would play it live. In interviews, they were saying, "Oh, it's so Zeppelin," but I don't really. Maybe the overall production, the quality sound of the drums, like they were trying to get a big drum sound, but it reminds me more of Hendrix stuff like Machine Gun and Voodoo Child, in all the best ways, and it's so fucking great. I guess what happened was The Edge had heard a song by The Fall and was kind of like trying to mess with this guitar riff and liked it so much and took it into Adam and Larry, and they were playing it halftime to what he was thinking was like a fast thing, and they were playing this like slower thing, and he's like no, and he's like humoring them, like still playing for a few minutes, because a lot of the stuff that they come up with is get done by this kind of like jamming, and then they end up like just cutting and pasting and taking the good bits of these endless jams, which I'd love to hear more of, and they almost never release. I thought for sure there would be tons of stuff that would be up on YouTube, and I know stuff like that has leaked out over the years, but it's not there today. It could be there tomorrow. It could be one of those things. But it's so huge, and every time it came on, I'm like, fuck yeah, here we go. And you talk about lyrics, the rain pouring through a gaping wound is like one of the most incredible lyrics on the whole record, maybe my favorite. So good. And I thought that mathematically we could never actually have this happen where somebody's least favorite is somebody's most favorite. We've had that, but could it happen twice with two different songs? And it is so close because Jim has this at number 11 and I have this at number 2. So almost a new record, but sorry.
Crazy. Yeah. This is fascinating on this album. Awesome. I love that. I love all of that. All right. Number 3, you guys.
No. Number 4. Here we go.
This is number 3. Bullet the Blue Sky is official. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there a tie?
Am I looking in the wrong place? You're right. Yep. Number 4. Sorry.
Okay.
Here we go.
Bullet the Blue Sky is 4 on the album track list. It's number 5.
Okay.
Our number 4 song is One Tree Hill.
Wow.
Jim, go ahead.
I really don't have a lot to say about the song. It's a nice little tune, but it just didn't. It was number 7 for me, and I think that's the right little pocket. I'll listen to it again. I don't need it in my life. I think my line is 6 and above, Dan. So
okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
I can live with that. Adam.
Oh man. I was really hoping you would be talking about it first, because now I feel like I have to explain it a little bit more. Or do you know what it's about?
I do. Yes.
I don't.
Okay.
I didn't before this week.
Yeah,
actually.
me neither. By the time this comes on the record, I'm like, we've heard this, but it is pretty. It is really pretty, and it's just got this very mellow, pretty little melody. It reminded me a little bit of the last song on Kate Bush's Hounds of Love that we listened to,
which did very well in my ranking, by the way.
Yeah,
I thought about that, Adam.
Yeah, it's like barely a bass groove. It took me a while to figure out like how does that kind of remind me. It's just this really light little thing. It's barely like a bass groove, even though it's got this crazy ass fuzz static thing at the end. But the guitar riff that the Edge is playing is almost like sort of African, and it evokes water in a really, really great way. And here he is singing about things running like a river, and when he sings about the ocean. And I never liked that, but this time around I did like it. It reminded me a little bit of MLK on
great.
Unforgettable Fire, where it's like you've got a main song, but then you've got this just slow atmospheric thing where they're singing these beautiful bits. It was a first take because of what Dan's about to explain to you about why it was so personal. He just didn't think he could do another run through of this song. The strings for it were done remotely from Canada under Daniel Lanois' direction. And that's about it. I got it number 7.
Okay, so you want me to say the background on this?
Sure.
I've been the facts guy enough.
I didn't write it out, so I will say what I remember from memory.
Okay.
Which is
I'll fill in if
U2 roadie that was also Bono's personal assistant at the time died. He was in his 20s. He was from New Zealand, and they went to his funeral, which I believe was a traditional Maori funeral. And it wrecked the band. He'd been with the band for years, and so
not that long actually. But
okay.
Yeah, only a couple of years, but they just
a couple of years.
Close.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
I guess that seems long to me. And anyways, they wrote this song in his memory, and actually, the entire album of the Joshua Tree is dedicated to him. That's what I remember of it.
Yeah, they had gone and seen this when he was alive. He and Bono had gone and seen this One Tree Hill, and so I think the overall feelings of Bono's is what's conveyed throughout the song, even though he does get into referencing some Chilean political activists who had died. What's his name?
Jara.
Yeah, Jara. Victor Jara.
I understand why you guys have it where you have it at number 7. This is one of those songs, these happen sometimes where I can't justify why it's higher. I just know that I absolutely love this song. I think the band is just playing as such a unit. They're not playing anything overly complicated, but this is a tight band when they're all kind of locked in. And he's just singing so melodically over it. It's a really pretty, there is a tinge of sadness to it, I feel like, but at the same time, it has energy. And of course, once he picks up with, and when it's raining, and then he starts screaming, rain, rain. I mean, anytime Bono's going to kind of, go over the top after setting it up, instead of loud, quiet, loud, I feel like these guys more often are like quiet, loud, quiet, and they just nail it every time. And this is one of those. This is that quiet, loud, quiet, and it just gets me every time. This song spent a lot of time for me at number 1 in this ranking, guys.
Oh my gosh.
That's the soft spot it has in my heart. It finally settled at number 3. And of course, the other main reason is that gorgeous coda at the end. The synths come back up. Oh, great ocean. So fantastic. Guys, I don't know about you, but this is one of those albums I had on CD. And I have to say, in my research for this album, I finally confirmed I wasn't crazy because the CD company fucked up and put the coda as the beginning of Exit, the next track.
No way.
Which this makes no sense as part of Exit. And I just remember as a kid in my room listening and being like, this doesn't make sense. Why would this be part of Exit? It so feels, but you just didn't think the CD company would fuck up something that basic. Sorry, they're going to put an E on our episode now. I just said fuck up.
We learned today that we are explicit.
We're getting tagged as explicit. I'm the problem. It's me.
Gosh darn it all to heck.
Anyways, as I was putting together notes for this episode, I was like, I got to get to the bottom of this. That's and funny. Sure enough, there was some company that originally did it. And it was only when they remastered it that they finally fixed it. Thank God. It just made no sense. But that code is beautiful also. Wow.
Yeah.
So I've got a number 3, guys.
Okay.
And speaking of 3, now we get into our top 3.
Holy.
And one of their 3 big singles is done. So we've got 3 songs left. And number 3, I was positive this was going to be number 1. Number 3 is Running to Stand Still.
Oh, wow.
So she woke up from where she was, lying still, said, I gotta do something about where we're going.
Tell us why, Jim.
God, I've got it at number 8, Dan. Number 8.
I thought for sure Mr. Desperado over there. I guess that's Dan.
No. Okay, so I've got a complicated past with this song because the only band that I was in that was being put together in college, it was this disjointed group, and I remember thinking we need focus. If there's one band you wish you were in today, what would it be? And my vote, it was 1991. My vote was Smashing Pumpkins. They had just released their first album. Yes. It was like, this is who we should emulate. And the lead singer, we were a covers band, to be fair, right? It's not like we're writing our own music yet, but the lead singer said U2 without a doubt. And he said, as a matter of fact, I want to do Running to Stand Still, as like
Nothing gets a party started like that one.
Yeah, a college freaking UCSB keg party, and he wanted to, and so we played Running to Stand Still.
Well, now that it's your number 8, I assumed this was the song that the guy across the bar said to you, "Hey, this isn't easy listening."
Yeah, probably. Oh, I don't remember, but
got it.
But this one has. I just have nothing but painful memories of, standing, playing rhythm guitar on this.
Standing still.
On this yes, exactly. So skip me, number 8. I can't stand it for that reason. Go to somebody who likes it.
Oh, complicated history. Adam, it's you.
Oh wow. Okay, I got it at number 4. I think it's definitely the quiet hero, the quiet fan fave of this record. It wasn't a radio hit, but it seems to be one that people really dig.
I mean, they've played it on almost every tour, so
really?
It goes to show you kind of the staying power it has. Yeah, for something that wasn't a single is kind of crazy.
Right. They liken it to Velvet Underground, which it never occurred to me.
But I hear that when you say that.
Totally, now that I hear it with the piano. They've got that blues intro, and there's them getting into Americana in a big way. I loved finding somewhere that Bono said that he had so much to learn and was just soaking it up, and that his record collection started in 1976 before this album. So when they wrote Silver and Gold with, was it Mick and Keith or Keith and Ronnie?
Ronnie Wood and Keith and Ronnie, yeah.
Is like, they were getting it.
Which is so great. What a image.
So this is first song on side 2, and it definitely, I had one of those moments like we talked about in the Stone Roses record where I'm like, oh shit, it's only halfway done. And these are all like big songs. I mean, I knew that it was like packed with well-known songs, but I remember thinking, wow, you're still like doing something different with almost each song. So kudos to that. I think by the end, like we're saying, like, okay, we've already heard this. But I remember when I was listening to it for the first time for this, I was like, oh wow, yeah, still going. It's about a couple in a very poor part of Dublin. I can't remember. I didn't write down the name of the towers, but that are addicted to heroin. So he mentions the poison stream. Maybe that's part of the Velvet's influence, singing about heroin. But it was just sort of like a simple thing that Edge was playing on piano and Daniel Lanois was playing guitar over it, and suddenly it became a song. One nice little trick is putting the title as the last line in the song.
Yeah.
Kind of a nice thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what other songs do that? And when I saw it mentioned, and then sure enough, I can't remember where I saw it, but they mentioned that another hit song from 1987 that we like very much did the exact same thing. And that would be Just Like Heaven. So that's my number 4.
What a song.
A lot. Holy moly.
This spent a ton of time at number 1. This is my wife's favorite song on the album, which makes me love her that much more. She just likes heroin songs. I don't know what it is. One of the things I read this week that I never knew was, Adam, you talked about, it was about a couple addicted to heroin in, like a set of towers that I guess is for, people are basically
working
poor
class,
who just don't have money.
Poor.
Yeah. And that complex is 7 towers. And that was a line that always confused me. Like, I see 7 towers, but I only see one way out. Like, what do the 7 towers signify? Yeah. He's actually talking about this complex, which is pretty interesting. It's another quiet, loud, quiet. The loud doesn't get too loud here. It kind of just crescendos for a minute. It's just so spare. It's just beautiful. The music isn't as complicated or kind of interesting or unique here, but it's just one of those. It just feels like a classic, like instantly. And for my money, I think, and I didn't really sit down and do the homework all the way through on this, but I think, guys, this might be Bono's best lyrics ever. It's basically a poem. I mean, it's
the line, which I didn't write down. What's the best line in that song?
I don't know. Tell me.
For me, I can't remember. I'm gonna get it wrong, but you gotta cry without.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that whole couplet.
Cry without weeping, talk without speaking, scream without raising your voice. Yeah. It's line after line. I mean, this will be the compliment of all compliments, you guys know, coming from me, but this is about as close to a Leonard Cohen song as I think they ever got. And
that's good.
if you stripped away some of the westerny stuff, I could see him singing this. I just think it's beautiful, totally. And for me, it ended up at number 2.
There's some great songs about drugs, and especially lyrics. The Lemonheads. There's still some of the same stuff we got yesterday. And this one,
it's a muse. Drugs are a muse for sure.
In through a doorway, she brings me white golden pearls stolen from the sea. It's. Yeah, the lyrics are good here.
Lyrics are amazing. And I'm not a lyric guy. Yeah. I thought of you, Jim, because I'm like, I'm going to talk lyrics for once. Jim's going to be proud of me.
Sail on, silver girl. Sail on by.
You got them all. Sounds like we're ranking drug songs next.
I'm more of a smoke 2 joints kind of guy, but whatever.
Hey, they made a whole career out of that. Number 2, y'all. Is I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
I can get behind that.
I'm glad that you can. Be talking about it first.
Okay.
So I can be kind of a cynical guy at times, and it's probably why Exit's number 1 and Running to Standstill's number 2, guys. I want darkness and I want drugs. What amazes me is how well they do just straightforward, uplifting. He hasn't found what he's looking for, so obviously there's some struggle and there's some difficulty, but it just feels so uplifting. People talk about this being one of the more spiritual songs on the album. Clearly, it does. It feels like a hymn, It's gorgeous, and I can often recoil from something like this, and it's just a testament to how great the song is that I still totally love it. I love singing it. It is the least favorite for me of their 3 mega singles. I have it at number 7. I think because it feels like it kind of does one thing, like the melody stays pretty the same. But Adam, you want to talk about live versions changing everything. This is the mother of all live versions, because that Rattle and Hum version, which talk about things that I hadn't listened to in forever. Now that's an album I haven't listened to in forever. Mm-hmm. And I put it on last night and I was like, oh my God, if we were ranking live, you gotta be kidding me. It is unbelievable. The call and response with that choir, Bono letting them just take over.
This is a freedom. I believe in the kingdom come.
The bass doesn't kick in till 1/3 of the way through the song. It's remarkable. It's just unbelievable. So I do love it. It's always a hit when they play it. If you guys haven't seen the thing where they busk undercover with Jimmy Fallon, that's kind of a fun little clip in the subway. They're singing this, and everyone's like, eh.
Some New Yorkers here, why don't you come over? Any change will help, you gotta know. I am glad the highest mountain I am run through the field. You guys want support your local artists?
What? And then they take off the disguises and do Desire, actually, which is great.
That's great.
Anyways, so I've got number 7. What about you, Jim?
I wrote down the Rattle and Hum version, and I was trying, we're not ranking that version, we're ranking this one, but it's just, listen, they're all at their best on so many songs. They're all at their best on Sunday Bloody Sunday, right? They're all at their best. But this is another one where they're all at their best. It's just, they know what they're doing and they belong together, these 4 musicians. It's perfect. This is a perfect song, and it's a sing-along every time. It's one of those songs like That's Entertainment by the Jam that, there's a verse of lyrics and then just the one-line chorus, right? Still haven't found what I'm looking for. That's entertainment. So you can have your little stanzas and like, oh, I like that stanza, but the second stanza is my favorite, or the third. and what comes first and what comes. I just love the sing along aspect of this song. I have held the hand of the devil. It was warm in the night is just my favorite part.
Great call.
And I love the acoustic guitar hits and the instrumental break. You know, the dun, 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 dun. So good.
Awesome.
I don't know. I've forgotten where I ranked it. Number 3 for me. Number 3.
Correct. Really quickly, I want to say one other thing we haven't said yet, which is you said these 4 just belong together. I was thinking, Adam, when you were talking about something where there was some tension in the band about play it this way or do it this way. I can't remember what you were saying, but you know, this album reminds me like OK Computer, where the more you read about it, the more you realize there were so many arguments, so much doubt.
Really?
Edge the night before was going to try to add parts because he didn't think it was going to work. Like, it's just, it comes out and it feels like they recorded it, they knew it was a hit, and they moved on. And all the best albums have just layers and layers of tension and doubt, and disagreement to get to greatness. And yet they're still together through all of that with Bono's massive ego. Like, it's just, it's fascinating. And I respect bands so much. And Radiohead's actually another good example. It's so unbelievable when all of the guys can stay together. Seems almost an impossible task given all of the history of every other band we love that just can't do it.
Right.
So you got to respect them for that.
Yep. And this is like definitely one of the songs that they had a hard time getting together. From the sound of it, I so wish I could hear these like early versions, but
one day,
you know, they cut and pasted so much, and this was before a ton of computer technology too. So God knows what they had to do to make these things happen. But I think it was maybe Edge. I can't remember who said it now. I didn't write it down, but one of them called it "Eye of the Tiger," played by a reggae band. When they were first playing it, they were saying it's just not working.
That's terrible.
But man, listening to it on headphones, the second the drums and bass come in, I don't even need guitars.
Right.
It is such a great groove. It's fucking amazing. And God, more power to Adam. It's not complicated. And he doesn't change it almost the entire song. He's just going dum 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 da dum dum dum. I mean, and it's so fucking groovy. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So again, Edge is playing simple stuff over it. He's not doing his big, you know, thing that we're going to talk about on the next song for sure. But yeah, he's talking about spirituality and his own struggle with it. And much like I've had a struggle with you too, you know, like, do I like this band or are they everything that I don't like once I started to get into more indie rock? But there's so much I still love about it. And I thought I hated every earnest bit about Bono, and I was not minding it. Maybe that's after years of trying to lead bands that I have some sympathy, you know?
Totally.
But
great.
you know, they are a religious band, and I forget that, and they're not overly preachy about it.
So true.
And on this song, he's got a lot of humility about not being perfect about it and not knowing everything, which is the hardest part about organized religion for me, is that people are saying it's got to be this and my rules and my way of the highway, and here he is saying it's a constant search. And his heart is in the right place. I've done all this stuff. You know, I'm a believer. Still haven't found the perfect thing, and maybe you never will. You know, and I have some friends that are humble about that, and I love it. It's rare, and it's interesting to hear them talk about big preachers on Bullet the Blue Sky. You know. It's not on the record, is it? Where he's talking specifically about
that's on Rattle and Hum.
Okay, so like, but it's part of it, you know. It's part of it, and he gets into it on Rattle and Hum, you know. So he makes religious or religion. He makes me curious. At a young age, I remember thinking, well, they're into it, you know. And there was no bands that would like cop to it.
Totally.
They didn't convert me. You know, I'm not even Jewish, let alone Irish Catholic. But I found this to be a really nice, sweet way of putting it out there. I love it, and it's my number 1.
Nice.
I didn't think it was going to be my number one. Didn't think I liked the song as much, but it's my number one.
My spiritual journey started when I saw Madonna wearing that cross.
You and many others. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was when I let the guy in the Like a Prayer video.
I was waiting. I almost said it before you did.
Listen to the Madonna episode for those who don't get the joke. All right. Speaking of number one songs, guys, is it any surprise that number one is the legendary Where the Streets Have No Name?
Excellent.
Jim, you stole the notes right off my page. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time, guys. I'm going to talk a little bit because it's not my number one, but boy, do I have a lot to say. This is where the first things I wrote down is, we're 16. We just got our driver's license. And an album comes out with this as the opening song. Are you fucking kidding me? Because right out of the gate, once those organs pick up and, Edge's guitar fades up, the bass hits and hit that fucking gas pedal. If you got a convertible, and my roommate in college did, get the convertible down. And this was the song. I want to run. Let's go. I want to feel sunlight on my face.
Oh, man.
The streets have no name.
Wait, who had a convertible? Aaron Foley?
Scott Rayo. No, I said in college.
Oh, in college.
Hey, I love it when the lyrics match the mood. You know what I mean? And when it's just like releasing the parking brake, and then let's go. I want to run. Perfect.
It's the essence of freedom and joy, right? It was fascinating reading about this song because on the lyrical side, they hated the lyrics. They were different lyrics. And they made Bono rework it again and again and again, which apparently isn't that often that everyone else pushes back. And once he got it, they all knew he had it. And clearly it was the right decision to push him because the words are absolutely perfect.
Except for what rhyme?
Inside.
Yeah, he doesn't like hide and inside. He
Interesting.
Said it, not me.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that. I just guessed, but I don't mind it.
Yeah.
The guitar here, you said we were going to talk about the guitar, of course we all know this guitar part like it's in our bloodstream, but I hadn't really thought about it. Almost reminds me of what do you call it in the hospital, like the EKG, where in the beginning it's really close together, in the beginning it's spaced out, and then it goes in, and then it becomes the strum, right? And now the bass comes in, it kicks up, and then at the end it slows down again, and I never really thought about that symmetry, and then it kind of ends with the and all of a sudden he adds a little different signature at the end, and it's again one of those things where it's not complicated and it's fairly spare, like you keep saying, Adam, although that delay obviously adds a lot to it. But it's gorgeous. Brian Eno, one of the producers, estimates that 40% of the time working on Joshua Tree was on this song because everyone could not get the time signature changes right. This was the song that was that complicated, which I get. It's like nothing else sounds like this. It is kind of hard to classify, This song is, to me, this is the most religious song on the album. Speaking of religion, it sounds like a prayer. It is pure release. And I have to say, if we're talking about songs live, this is my number one with a bullet. Nothing else is even close, guys. Jim, I know when you are drunk or it's late and you're in a mood, you go down a rabbit hole of Susanna Hoff's videos, and I get that, and I'm into that. Guys, I watch Where the Street Has No Name versions across the decades because for me, and like I said, I've seen them 4 times, for me, every time they play this song, it's nothing else is like it. Wherever the concert is in terms of the level, it goes a level higher. This song just always up levels, and they know it, and they play to it, and if there's one thing U2 knows, like I said in the beginning, it's like they know exactly how to put on a show and how to hit you in that pleasure spot, even if you're trying to avoid it. To make that point, you guys, work with me here. I have ranked the top 6 performances of Where the Street Has No Name that I have seen either on video or live. All right?
Of course.
And if you'll just indulge me really quickly. Number 6, it's 2005. It's the Vertigo Tour, which is, Vertigo Tour. It's filmed in Chicago. Guys, I was at that concert. That's one of the ones where I was there for the official film that they made, because they started making an official film each time. They're playing Pride, and the whole crowd, he's having us do the and they're doing it again, and he's saying it's not just an American, Martin Luther King had a dream. It's not just an American dream or an Asian dream, but an African dream. And we all know how invested Bono especially is in Africa. And all the flags of Africa start to descend, like made out of lights. And as they're coming down and we're just finishing the Pride cheer, here come the organs and here comes the guitar, and we're off to Where the Streets Has No Name. And he's doing like African chanting over the opening. And it's just like, what is happening? This is unbelievable. You feel yourself just like elevate.
This is number 6?
That's number 6.
Jesus, Dan.
5 is Zoo TV. Saw that also in person, obviously. You saw it. Unbelievable version of Running to Stand Still where it's electrified, right? It's that electric guitar. You go watch that. Okay. Bono ends it playing harmonica. It does get pretty Western. All of a sudden, he's engulfed in all of this smoke. It's still kind of doing the Western thing, and all of a sudden here comes the organ, and Bono comes back out dressed differently because, of course, it's Zoo TV, so he's changing his outfit every time, and he does actually very earnest, just straightforward, Street Has No Name. Number 4 is a tie. It's the 1987 original, guys. It's that red background with the silhouettes. They walk out to the organ. They get there. Larry Mullen starts to count it down on the drums, and they just jump in, and it's perfect. And the tie, of course, is with 2017, which they started with Sunday Bloody Sunday, so I was in love, but I'm like, am I not gonna get to see the like red background? Like, what are they doing here? Are they not even gonna play it in order? And sure enough, they finish the first set, the screen goes red, they go off stage, they walk on to the silhouettes, and I've never been happier, you guys. There it is, doing the exact same thing with that same color red. They knew exactly what we were looking for. And as the guitar picks up in both the original and that one, all the lights go on to light up the whole audience, and the crowd just fucking boosted, of course. That's number 4.
What was on the screens when it kicked in? Because I remember it was like aerial shots maybe of desert craziness. Like the perfect visualization. I meant to look it up, but I'm like, Dan will probably say, but yeah.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, just like the wide open, yeah. After you see the giant Joshua tree that's out on the thing already, right? The giant black, yeah. Number 3 is 2001, the Elevation Tour, which is, the one after their third renaissance, I guess, all the things you can't leave behind. They're doing Bad, you guys. I mean, talk about a song that shines live. Bad goes into 40, which they hadn't played the last few tours. So that was a big deal that they brought back 40, because as a lot of us know, they used to end every concert with it. So the whole crowd is singing "How Long" just over and over again. And he's holding the mic up like this with his hand over it. So just like the crowd goes, and here comes the organ, and it's Streets. And the thing Bono does every single time on this tour is it's that giant heart stage that goes behind the back of the screen and everything. And when the guitar kicks in, Bono takes off and he just does a sprint, and he sprints the lap, and he's always back in time to hit the middle to go, I wanna run. It's perfect. He knows what he's doing, guys. Number 2 is also 2001. It's live at Slane Castle. You have to watch this concert if you haven't watched it. They're back in Dublin after being massive yet again. Again, this is like their third renaissance. He's in the middle of 80,000 people. This stage is in the middle of just a swarm of people, and the stage is like human, per fan level, biggest band in the world, and there they are. And he's singing All I Want Is You, which he has dedicated to his wife. It's only days after his dad has died, so there's all of this emotion. And again, it ends with him having everyone go, all I want is you. And they're doing that. And then he does the final, all I want is and here comes the organ, and Bono does this guttural singing that you're going to have to just listen to. We're going to have to put it on this. He doesn't sound like Bono. He sounds like it's something inside him that is a different human being. I don't even know if it's human. It stops you in your tracks. It sounds mournful and mysterious and ancient. It's like, I don't know what it is. And then he just shouts at the top, does the lap, and he's in. And it's just, the crowd is elevating off the ground. It's unbelievable. But that's number 2, you guys. Because number 1, and we haven't talked about this, is don't ever tell me that there's any other act that put on the best Super Bowl of all time. We can talk about Prince all you want. But guys, it is 2001. It is, it's 2002. 9/11 happened 3 months ago. There was all this debate about, will the Super Bowl even happen? How can we celebrate? They'd already picked U2 as the halftime show. Most brilliant call ever, because who is going to heal us from our national pain but a bunch of Irish boys, right? Opens with Beautiful Day. Big energy. Everybody's just like, oh, okay, good. Maybe we can, sort of enjoy this a little bit. Goes down low. MLK, the ultimate hymn. He's singing Sleep Tonight. Like, just the words are perfect. While a screen goes from the bottom of the stage to the rafters, just slowly scrolling all of the victims' names. He doesn't say anything about it. He doesn't have to. You see the name of every single person that died in those towers and on those planes, noting kind of where they died. It's just at the Super Bowl, you guys, at the biggest event of the year with beer and nachos, and they know they have to meet the moment, and this is what they do. And it ends, so let it, rain down on he, right? He ends it that way. And here come the organs. And you're just like, this is what America needs right now. Here come the organs.
Oh my God.
He recites part of Psalm 160, and I had to look that up. I didn't know that. But he recites a psalm at the Super Bowl.
I'm not sure what I praise. Oh Lord, open my lips. So my mouth show forth thy praise. Yes.
And then he just screams, America! And he does his fucking lap, and the crowd goes crazy. The names are still going. They go into Where the Street Has No Name. He adds a few...
Streets.
Where the Streets Have No Name. He adds a few... Love from all you need is love, somewhere toward the end. And at the end, instead of it's all I can do, he says it's all we can do. He's been wearing a leather jacket the whole time. He opens one side of the leather jacket to show that it's the fucking American flag stitched inside. He's saying, I'm with you, America.
WWF shit. Awesome.
You really have to watch the end, because I'm telling you, there has never been a crowd reaction like that at the Super Bowl. The crowd is absolutely losing it. I just think it's such an emotional moment. It's the closest I've ever come to crying at the Super Bowl, y'all. Maybe it's because of the Chargers. Now, even when the Chargers lost by a touchdown. But guys, it's 3 songs, no medleys, no dancers, no funny stuff. That's it. That's the halftime show, and it's perfect. Maybe Bono and U2 can, in fact, save the world. It's unbelievable. And I have it at number 4. That's how good this album is, you guys.
I know. How is Exit your number 1? Okay.
I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, I like pain and mystery. Anyways, Adam, over to you. Dan. Thank you.
Who's it over to?
Adam.
You.
Me. Okay. I like this song. Jim?
Yep, I think
perfect.
It's great.
And that's a wrap.
Who's going to follow that? Hey, Dan, did anybody follow U2 at the Super Bowl halftime show, or did they just end with the crescendo that was U2? So that's why we're like dumbfounded. We just want to end the pod right now.
I think they brought out Snoop. If I'm not mistaken.
They brought out Tom Brady, and
so Adam has to talk first. I'm so
Holy
glad.
Moly.
How do you follow that?
I mean, the guitar stuff. I mean, he had already kind of like established this. I'm surprised we haven't said the words yet because it's the most common word used to describe his guitar playing. The ticking guitar, that kind of echoey, whatever you want to call it when you put all those effects on it. I thought it couldn't get any better than Wire off the record before, but it's incredible. And he was basically trying to come up with the ultimate live U2 song. And when he finally figured out how to do that,
accomplished,
he was like in his house by himself, and he was just like dancing around like a little kid, like so excited because no one was there. It's in a different time signature, so that they were having a hard time, I guess, with the transition of whatever it is 6/8 into 4/4 when the whole band comes in. To me, it sounds like perfect. It sounds effortless. Once the band comes in, it's pretty simple, and the band has said like, now it's easy. But then but I'm like, really? Like they were so trying to fit in whatever recorded version and play to it that at one point Eno decided that he was gonna do them a favor and literally wipe the entire thing because it would be easier to start from scratch than trying to work with this tape that maybe had some kind of timing problem or whatever. And supposedly one of the interns or the assistants like saw him about to do it and like dropped a tray of tea to like tackle him, which makes for a better story that way. But it is fantastic, and the live version from Rattle and Hum, if you don't love it, then you're inhuman, basically, to not be like the way they intro it, the long shot from above of a stadium full of people and the red background, the whole bit. It's like this is why I would love to play music. Not that I'll ever get to do anything like that or want to do anything.
But you dream of it, yeah.
But it's amazing. So it's fantastic for all the reasons that you said, and yeah, that feeling is. I'm so ready to watch more than anything that widescreen 2017, because I remember thinking, oh, this is the visual I've always been wanting to see. So I look forward to that. I loved your countdown though. Well,
and the number of ways that they reference the original is just, it's so great. It's so them that they would pay attention to that detail. Take it away, Jim.
Oh my God. I was going to say like the harmonies on this one, but no, it's just Edge's guitar. The tension right before I Want to Run, whatever chord is there, that release, this is the perfect chord structure for a song. So I love that he was so excited and alone in his room screaming. I found the perfect concert song. It's of course you're going to open the album with this. This is my number one on the album. It never gets old. It's definitely number one. Great song.
I love it. One thing, Adam, you talked about Within God's Country, you said it needed kind of that uplift at that point in the album. Another story we didn't tell that I just loved was, the band spent so much time on these songs. Then it came time to sequence the album. They're like, I don't fucking know. Mm-hmm. So of all people, they had Christy McCall. Mm-hmm. They're like, you just do it. They gave it to her, but they gave her 2 ironbound rules, which has to end with Mothers of the Disappear. And it's got to start with Where the Streets Have No Name, because that's clearly literally everything else. She made the call, which is unbelievable. And Bono actually said it went from sounding like just a collection of random songs to a proper album. Like she saw it in a way that like they just couldn't see it at that point, which is awesome.
Very cool. Never heard that before, and I loved finding that.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming with me on this journey. Adam, you didn't say where your line was, I don't think.
Well, it's a musical journey.
Yes, but where's the line?
My line is at 5. I'll do 5.
Okay.
Is that high or low?
Wow, it's high or low? Super high. Jim has a lower line than you.
I mean,
wow.
6 songs are good on this.
I like everything on here. So it's not. It's definitely not as divided. But our new thing is like, what if I never hear these other songs again? It's okay. But
that's fair. That's fair. I think there's certain albums that are just so endemic to me, and I think we all have this. We have those albums where you're like, no, the album is the album. I need the album. And ranking this was a little painful because it's like it's just the album. You put on song 1 and you don't take it off till song 11. Like it's that, you know.
Whenever we put out an episode, I try and whore it out, as I say, and have fans find it. And every time somebody leaves a comment in some fan group that says it's impossible, this is one body of work, and I love that.
Right.
Speaking of a message to the fans, don't at me with the fact that I got the rankings wrong on Where the Streets Have No Name. I know there's 1,000 versions. I haven't watched all of them. It's just my own little personal view, but I'd love to hear what you guys think.
Send other ones that Dan has never heard of. We want all your comments.
I need it for my rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's right. Every time we put out one of these, we don't know what you guys think, and we want to know what you guys think. So seriously, 100%. Find us on social media. Tell us what your favorite is. Tell us what your least favorite is. Tell us stuff, because we're just 3 dudes. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. What do you think?
I want to know what's next.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Jim, you'll be happy to know that we're going somewhere not far away from where we are tonight in time or space.
Oh, okay. So you have the next pick. Okay,
I am the next picker. And
okay.
I thought for sure it was going to be one record yesterday, and then I changed it. I had it down to 2, and then today I'm like, no, it's going to be the other one. So I have had this record on the brain for a while as one I wanted to do for a lot of reasons, mainly because it would be so strange to do a record where I look at it as, a body of work, and probably don't know that it'd be hard pressed to know which songs are which by song title, for a number of reasons. But it's an album that we've talked about in the last year. And
we've talked about the album, not just the band.
Yeah, the album came up somehow, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that one. And then this past week, I went to go see a show and thought, you know what? This band is doing songs from this record that I thought I would never see live, and it's amazing. So I got to put it in the running. And Jim is smiling.
Because I know what it is.
Because he knows what it is. Do you remember who I went to go see?
You went to see the Cocteau Twins, a cover band.
I did. I saw a San Diego band of girls who were doing spot on Cocteau Twins covers, something thought I would never see in my whole life. And God bless them, they were doing mostly songs from Heaven or Las Vegas, one of my favorite records of all time.
Yes.
So that is the album that we were going
to
try to dissect.
Excellent choice.
So start studying, and there will be quizzes on all the lyrics.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you next time.
I love it.
All right.
Let's keep up the pace. This is great.
All right. Talk to you guys.
Bye.
So Girls Aloud stole this next song from Tiffany. Tiffany stole it from Tommy James and the Shondells. And tonight, we're stealing it back. Children behave, that's what they say when we're together. And watch how you play, they don't understand. And so we're running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand, trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground. And you say,
please subscribe, rank, and review our show at your favorite local podcast shop, and send us a note with you know what you should do's to wewillrankyoupod@gmail.com. After 3 years, you can finally tip your hosts on Venmo at wewillrankyoupod. We'd surely appreciate it. If you like our little show, then you'll love all the fun stuff we post on our social media, so follow us at wewillrankyoupod on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads, and let us know what your most loved and least favorite songs are. You know best.